Witches and the Grinnygog, episode 2. Welcome back, I'm Wölf and I watch classic kids TV shows, queer media, movies, and I started rewatching old movies that I haven't seen for more than 15 years. Yes, so Witches and the Grinnygog. Last episode, the Grinnygog, or the gargoyle, jumped off the lorry, landed on the woman with the eggs. She took it home, they put it in the garden. Her dad put it in the garden. The little boy with the curly hair keeps getting pushed away by his brothers and sisters and friends, doing up some church museum they're making. He finds some things, some voodoo-ish things behind in an old church. Grinnygog talks to him and he says something about a leg. Can't remember exactly, but that's where we are. And then the guy shows up at the end, the creepy guy, must be a wizard or something because he vanished into thin air. Yep, so subscribe, like and follow me and get on with the show. Cheers.
That looks very splendid.
Thank you. Pity we didn't have it for the first day. Get a famous actress to come.
If people don't want to come, we can't force them.
Well, it takes time for word to get about. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, listen to this. My late housekeeper, God preserve her, said that only 3 guardians escaped that ghastly night of burnings. They hid away in St. Cuthbert's Church and then disappeared.
My God.
Guardians? Does that mean witches? That's who they burned. Some funny things have been happening around here ever since we started this museum. Such as, first, those clothes that turned to dust. They came from St. Cuthbert's. And then your Jimmy saying the stone man talk.
And your glasses have disappeared as well.
How could anyone get in here without the doorbell ringing?
And what's he asked me to look for? Grinnygog. Has that something to do with it?
Don't know.
If you have to ask, you don't know.
What are you saying to my little fella?
How do you know you've got a bad leg?
He sees me limping a bit. I do when it's playing me up.
All he says is one will come to ease the pain.
Well, ask him when, will you? 'Cause he's giving me jip today.
Have arrested an old lady on the building site. Where are we building it?
She wouldn't go quietly, so the police have taken her to the station.
Our police station? Nan!
Yes. She was screaming someone had stolen off a church.
You know we're building this museum at the rectory.
Yes, I've been meaning to get up into the attic. Well, what's that going to do with this old biddy?
Well, we wondered, didn't we, Dave?
Yeah.
What she thought had been stolen from St. Cuthbert's.
Maybe it was among the stuff brought in for the museum. In which case we could return it to her.
If we could find out what it was.
And then she'd cause you no more trouble.
So, could we go into the cell just to ask her?
No, don't let kids into the cell.
It's not possible.
She just skipped.
What the?
Tisha and Lil, we meet again at his resting place.
Oh, what's that rotten? Looks like poo.
Twe Billy Alabaster.
Billy Adam, what can I do for you?
May I inquire where you found the little man?
My mum gave it to him.
And where did she find it?
Fell off the back of a lorry.
Ah.
I took the words out of my mouth.
It definitely is a Grinnygog.
A what?
Nobody knows where the name comes from, but that's what it is. A Grinnygog.
I knew it had a name.
Apply a little ancient salve to the troubled limb.
How much is it?
It's not for sale. You won't get it in the shops. My compliments.
Oh. Thanks very much.
There are extremely few in the world today. But here, see? You're looking at one.
That's a cool walking stick.
What happened last time? I asked him a question and he'd gone.
There'd been a burglary.
What had they taken?
Money?
Oh, just a few women's clothes and a dummy.
A dummy what?
A dummy. What coats and dresses put coats and dresses on. And a yellow wig that was well past it, they said in coats and...
Yellow wig. So somebody in a yellow wig.
The detective thinks they must have come in through the skylight because there was no sign of a break-in on the ground floor, back or front.
Tisha, Lil and Edie. They couldn't be the three guardians you read out of the diaries.
You're right, they couldn't be.
No, it's not possible.
The only one named in the diaries is Edie Posset. The first of them held aloft some talisman as they encircled the village. Then they soared away into swirling clouds.
I just can't believe that's anything to do with our village.
It's the same village, Dave. And some of the same families. Like us fur kettles.
Yes, Roger, we read you. Come in.
Roger Ramjet.
I've let it to a very nice lady and her daughter, who I haven't met yet.
So how do you know she's a very nice lady if you haven't met her?
Oh.
Left my key in the other trousers, sorry.
Second time this week.
I got one, just to say we're closing the drawer.
You and your
Got
raffle
one,
ticket
but
stands
raffle
much chance as
ticket.
winning the pools.
It's only our village, so the odds are much less clever.
Hello, Mrs. Ems. Come in.
Mrs. Furkettle. He's carrying her, 'cause she's a bit poorly.
She a witch.
Come in.
All right, my mother? Don't fret.
The
We're
mannequin.
How do you do, mister? Children?
There's the little man, Fairy.
Fine, fine.
Fine, fine.
What's the matter with her?
Dunno. Didn't move a muscle. Never said the word.
You know that's stupid, mate.
You still there?
Still here? Of course I am. Ratty wind last night swirled up bus tickets and toffee papers. And some kids.
I know that voice. It's her at a never-ending story.
Who are you talking to?
Miss Bendy Bones. She lives in the road.
It's Bendy Bones.
Grandma's going to win the swindle. Miss Bendy Bones told me.
Oh, and she ought to know.
She said the Grinnygog will see he does.
I think. I don't like to think.
I
It's
don't like
possible.
to think.
Get on with it, Nan.
Jimmy's a fur kettle, and your family goes right back to the olden days, doesn't it? So, for some reason, Jimmy could be on sort of wavelength with the Guardians.
Maybe Bendy Bones knows.
Oh, you spoiled it.
First prize.
It's not true.
£50, presented in the Scout Hut tomorrow. And you're all going to town for the day. I'll be.
Oh, Grandad.
The battery. Is that man going to appear again? Oh, yep.
I like your sign.
Yes, thank you. Please come in, Mr. Alabaster.
Do you have any queries in your researches? Something to ask?
Yes, you do.
Some things seem to be happening that we don't have any explanation for.
You are at the age when you begin to notice that life can be like that. Have you found any reference to a Grinnygog in Canon Alloway's diaries?
Not yet.
Not yet.
That will be the key to everything.
Are you making progress with the old diaries?
Not tonight. Someone called. We've been talking.
Oh, at the museum?
In a way, I suppose.
Well, maybe he'll come back again.
Yes. I'm fairly sure he will.
And that was The Witches and the Grinnygog, episode 3. So it's starting to get a bit more... It's starting to get a bit more interesting. It's a little bit. I think the woman who lives up the stairs is a witch. And I think Bendy Bones is a witch. Her name. She also sounds like her at a Willow and Never Ending Story. But we'll have to wait and see for that. I used to love this show when I was a kid. I used to run home from school to see it. So something must happen. Or I thought it was really creepy because it was on around Halloween and I really liked it when I was a kid. But what do you think so far? Write in the comments. and let me know. And see you next episode. Cheers, ears.